I found her secret letter. Sometimes the smallest accidents uncover the biggest truths. I never believed in fate, but one misplaced envelope shattered everything I thought I knew about love, loyalty, and myself. I still remember the morning I found the envelope, tucked carelessly under the welcome mat of our apartment door. No stamp, no postmark. Just my name written in her familiar, rushed handwriting. For a moment I thought it was one of those silly notes she used to leave me when we first moved in together. Small reminders of affection to brighten my day. But the thickness of the paper inside, the way the edge bent from being folded too many times, told me this wasn't a casual love note. I slipped it into my pocket and carried it inside, waiting until the apartment felt too quiet before I opened it. Her words spilled across the page like a confession meant for someone else, words of longing, of memories shared in secret, of promises she swore never to break. She wasn't writing to Meek, she was writing about me, but to another man. The realization was a slow poison, each sentence gnawing at the walls I had built around my trust. She wrote about the way I made her feel safe, how I would never suspect, how the guilt kept her awake at night, but not enough to make her stop. She wrote about the thrill, the fire that burned when she was with him, how it made her feel alive in ways I never could. My hands trembled, but I couldn't stop reading, couldn't stop searching for some clue, some sign that maybe I was wrong. But the details were too sharp, too personal to mistake. The place where he touched her wrist at the cafe we always visited, the way she lied about working late while really meeting him in the parking lot near the river. I sat there, the silence pressing down on me, wondering how many times I had kissed her lips, still carrying his shadow. For days I pretended nothing had changed, because I didn't know what to do. Each time she smiled at me, each time she asked about my day, I saw the letter burning behind my eyes. She wasn't cruel, at least not intentionally. She looked at me with the same tenderness, cooked me dinner, laughed at my clumsy jokes, as if the betrayal hadn't hollowed her words before they reached me. I became an actor in my own life, rehearsing the same lines, moving through the same scenes, but inside everything was fractured. One evening she mentioned she had to step out for an errand, her voice steady, her eyes avoiding mine just slightly. I nodded, watching her gather her coat, and when the door closed behind her, I followed. My footsteps were quiet, my heartbeat louder than the city traffic. She didn't notice me trailing her across the dim streets until she slipped into that familiar parking lot. The one she had described in the letter, the one I had memorized as if it were an execution date. I stood at a distance, my breath frozen in my chest, and then I saw him. The stranger who wasn't really a stranger at all, my best friend, the one who toasted at our anniversary, who carried my boxes when we moved in, who told me I was the luckiest man alive. They embraced, and in that moment I wasn't sure if I was more broken by her betrayal or his. I didn't confront them. I simply turned around and walked away, letting the night swallow me whole. She came home later, her face lit with the same smile she always wore, and for the first time I smiled back, not out of love but because I knew something she didn't. The next morning, she found an envelope under the mat, addressed in my handwriting. When she opened it, expecting forgiveness or fury, all she found was a single sentence: "This letter wasn't meant for me, and neither were you."